So, Mike, I'm not mad at you because I know that you're mentally ill and that's why you are hung up on me. Like, I know that's why you're pretending to feel unsafe when you actually do feel safe. Um, that being said, like, this thing that I was trying to bring full circle, like, it, this is why there's an urgency for this. This is why this is why I have the plan that I have. But I had to explain all of this to you to get you to this point where you understand and you acknowledge the urgency of this conversation because you understand that my life right now is in danger personally. Like, this guy might murder me sometime in a couple of days. Like, so that's why it's important for me to treat this conversation with urgency, being that I'm the only person who is going to have this conversation in all likelihood. And if I die tomorrow, this conversation in all likelihood will never happen. So that being said, we need to figure out a way for people to feel safe enough to have this conversation with me, like and ASAP. Because if this crazy person ends up murdering me, like, the conversation will likely never happen. So we have to get people to feel safe enough to have the conversation with me. That's why I want to ask you if you think that I should, if I was hanging by my feet from a lamp post with a straitjacket on, would people feel safe? Would people think that they were safe enough to talk to me? Like, if I was chained to a fence with 4 different sets of handcuffs, would people feel safe enough to approach me and talk to me? Like, if people don't even feel safe enough for me to point out the fact that it's not possible to feel unsafe because that's not even an emotion, like, then we can't even have a productive conversation because I can't even point out the fact that people aren't using the dictionary definition of the word, which in and of itself means that it's going to be difficult for us to be on the same page. And fact of the matter is, there's very few people who are like caring enough or have the brains enough to realize that I am safe. So, like, you have the brains to, you have the experience to, you're just being not very nice, not very caring about you or your community. So, like, that's where we're at with this. So, I don't know. I guess maybe I should have more faith in people, and I should just be willing to feel uncomfortable enough to, I should be willing to feel uncomfortable because that's just not, it's just a feeling, No one's asking me to actually be unsafe. They're just asking me to feel uncomfortable. And if I'm not willing to feel uncomfortable, then how can I ask others to? That's not right. I should be willing to ask anybody to do anything that I myself am not willing to do. And I am willing to feel uncomfortable. Because feeling uncomfortable will never hurt somebody. It didn't. So that's where I'm at.